I'm Josephine Sellers and I'd like to welcome you back to the Awakening TV channel. I'm going to be talking to Lorraine today. I got to know Lorraine a couple of years ago and I regard her as someone quite unique and quite special. And it's a real pleasure to bring her onto Awakening TV because I think what she's got to say will be of interest to you. Lorraine is a psychic medium I think quite extraordinaire. So I'm going to go straight into the questions and we'll see what comes through. So welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you.
I know that you started to see as a very young child. So can you just tell us a bit about what it was like in childhood to see? Well, you call it spirit, I call it yesterday's people.
I thought it was natural. I thought everybody could see them because it was part of my everyday life as it is now. I see spirit as you see human beings. All right, but obviously not as long. It is only literally sometimes for seconds because it takes them a lot of energy to communicate. We forget, yeah, but they're in our true form. They're who we are. They're who we're going to become. So I used to see them. I used to speak to them. I'd be, like doing kids things, and I'd be having tea parties, and then my mum would come in and belt me around the ear roll and tell me that they would put me away because I shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Because she couldn't see them and I could.
Must have been very confusing. I can't imagine anything more difficult to...
They were my friends.
Yeah, beautiful, but...
They were my friends.
So you didn't feel alone then?
No, never. Never afraid. Never.
Sounds wonderful, really.
Never. I was afraid of people because out in the world the people were horrible. But in my bedroom or where I could see them or wherever, they were always with me and they were always there.
I want to add, because when we filmed you live the other day, the lady who introduced you said at the beginning, and I want to say this now, I hope it's okay with you, that you were actually taken to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And taken into a room on his own, but you shocked him rigid by bringing back his not long dead wife, and he came out and said, no, there's nothing wrong with this child, she's got a great gift. I don't think there are many people, young children, who experiencing what you experienced at that time.
It was just normal.
It was, but I don't think a lot of children today who manifest this get the understanding and the respect they deserve, and it gets nurtured and then they get shut down.
My mum didn't understand it. I think my mum was afraid of it to a certain degree because there was an anger from her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There was a real anger of maybe I wasn't normal and you had to perform in this way, and whatever. And my dad was actually different than my mum. My mum was very close to it unless she wanted it on her terms. But my dad, he never judged, he never made comment. He used to say, well, I don't know where she gets that from or whatever, but he never made me feel like I was different.
Oh, that's good.
My dad was actually magical because, like, when I look at my dad and I can see him as a soul saver because he saw so many people over in his time before his time came.
So he saw you for who you were.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid of it and he respected you and honoured you. So you got that mirror back to you.
Yeah.
Which allowed you to carry on being who you are, not get shut down.
No. But my mum, I think she was frightened of it actually to a certain degree. I'm sure she was, because in those days it was very, like the witches and this, and you had to be a witch if you could do this, or they put a certain name to it.
Yeah.
Whereas today, I'm no different from anybody. Everybody can do what I do. All you've got to do is be in touch with it.
Well, that's lovely, and that's a nice nurturing way to bring little people up. But I still think there's an awful lot of people that have it shut down. It's culturally wrong. I know
agree.
Personally, culturally shut down,
I
religiously offensive.
Yeah, I don't have religion.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. We'll lead into that. So what is your view? I mean, there are so many religions of the world. Some will be open to you, the Eastern religions. Some will condemn you.
Oh, God, yeah. I'd be burnt or stoned.
So where are you coming from with that then, Lorraine?
I have faith.
Yeah?
In
what?
In everything that I see and everything that I can see, feel it, touch it, prove it. That's what I have faith in.
You have belief in other worlds. How do you perceive the religion and God then? I
believe God yeah, of course there's a God or a universal energy. I think we're just given different names. I think we put labels on things as human beings. But as who we are, we're actually free. We're free. We don't need labels. Yeah, it's society. It's who we have to conform to that. We have to conform to that. And once you're free, you don't have all that baggage. Once you have that belief, all right, people might say, oh, well, yes, I mean, I've got a cross. I've had a pentagram, I've had, like, what's that Egyptian one, the Eye of Horus, and I've had Anubis, and also I have Buddhas all around my home. So I respect, because I believe that we're all a collective, we're all part of one thing. And as human beings, people have separated, which is sad.
It is sad. It is sad, but it's beautifully put. That's really beautifully put, Lorraine. I want to talk to you about. I've seen we've got a live performance of you giving. I'm amazed. I've known psychic mediums all my life, really, because it was part of my upbringing. I have never seen someone go out and give a public performance, and if there's 80 people in the audience, you're probably going to go to 75 of them. That's unbelievable. So we're in a room, there's 80, and there's about 600 yesterday's people, and they're all, how in the hell did you do that? And where did you learn to do it like that?
I went and saw a guy called Gary, actually. I went to him for a reading. And it was pretty blunt.
How old were you?
Oh, I was in my 30s, I think. Yeah, I was in my 30s.
Okay.
And he looked me up and down and he went, God, it's been shit, hasn't it? I went, yeah, that's a bit. He went, well, it's never going to get any better. I went, oh, thanks, I'll go now then. And that's how it started. And he started doing me this reading, and then he started to have a go at me, and he started to say, you've got no idea who your guides are, you've got no idea what you can do me a reading. And I'm looking at him thinking he's lost the plot, And after that reading, he took me, I did circle with him, so he helped me develop. I did 5 weeks of circle. And then he let me loose on the general public. And then he'd get me up on platforms, and he used to say to me, if you can't do this 110%, if you can't give everybody a message, don't get up there at all. Don't do it, because that's what people go for. And that's what people do go for.
Of course they do.
And, all right, it may only be a couple of sentences. It might be a kick up the arse. It might be a few tears. It might just be one word that person needs. But that's what my job's doing. That's what they want me to do. That's what I want to do. I want to be the best that I can be for them. Because to touch spirit, to be that, is phenomenal.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful statement. I mean, that's a statement for anyone, to be the best you can be. I mean, it's a great aspiration, great way to be leading your life, Lorraine.
I'm very blessed by what I can do for them. I'm very blessed for what they do for me.
Yeah, I find your humility in your work is very refreshing.
I adore them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I live here, I'm physical. I do live here, of course I live here, I've got children, whatever. So I live here. But, they are a big part of my life, and I believe that if everybody had a little bit of them in their life, it would be a lot happier.
I see when you're working with all those people, you're picking up, as you're bringing really, I call it a signature to the person, you're bringing a grandfather and mother, you're constantly, so you're giving 60 readings that night, you're constantly getting the symptoms in your body, the feeling of what they've passed with as the recognition for the person receiving the reading. That must take quite a toll on your body. I've seen you struggling chest, and as all mediums pick this up.
Yeah,
but you have so many in one night.
I work very closely with my guides. My guides, if you like, expect that of me. It's understood that if I'm going to go up there, that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, they won't put me up there. That's the way they want me to work. So it's an understanding. And although you see it as as painful or I'm having that experience. It's actually very magical. It's actually it's fascinating. It fascinates me, because when you can actually see inside the body and you can see scars and you can see different things, or you can see that somebody's had a growth or they've had an operation or that whatever, I can see like into people's eyes and see if they've got glaucoma. And
I've watched you doing the medical ones as well with the people themselves in this world, not the yesterday's people.
But it doesn't stay on me.
No,
It's like a fleeting. It's like, that's what we're doing right now, and we're moving on. Spirit move very quickly with me.
So you're working with a combination of guides. Have they fluctuated over the years, or is there any particular ones that have stayed long term?
I've got one who is, they have been around for quite a while actually, but I've got what I would call two. I've only got male guides, which is
That's interesting.
Considering I don't like men. And I'm not gay, but because I have issues with men.
Yes, life's been complicated.
Yeah, because I've only got male guides, so they're very strong, and they all come with their different elements, and it's like I call them my team.
Okay.
They're my chaps, and they're my team, and it's like some days they know that I've got to work that way with someone, I've got to work that way with someone, I've got to do. They've all got their different attributes.
Okay. So, and I see you. You don't, hold back when you're giving readings. You're very honest. Offend or please.
What's it?
No, well, I like it. So I understand you've got one that's going to say you need to kick up the arse and get on with life, And then I've seen you with immense compassion, people who've lost people quite recently. So it's just interesting to see how it works and how you work with them as well, Lorraine.
It's like a mingling, it's like a blending, it's like an understanding. I mean, if you ask me why I've got this, then I'll say I contracted to it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to ask you about contracts later because we've talked about that before.
But as a human being, if you ask me why I've got, I'm no one special. I'm no one, who am I? Why,
You just have an amazing gift which somehow has managed to stay alive from the minute you were born. It's not been repressed, it's not been culturally shut down.
No.
Hasn't been religiously shut down.
I mean, it hasn't been easy. I've had to fight Spirit's corner a lot of time as well. I've had to hold my own faith in all of this.
I bet you have.
Do you know what I mean? Because it is clouded by, and with the greatest respect, whether it's people, other mediums, whoever, we all have our own gifts and we all have our own things to give this world. No one is better than the other. No one is greater or this, that and the other. We are all equal. All of us.
I like that. That's quite rare to hear.
And we all have. You have your job to do, I have mine. It's accepting your job. It's not about this, it's not about money, it's not about the way that you can touch someone and give them that one thing that they've been waiting for. That's enough. That's enough payment.
It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's being the best you can be for yourself and for others. I mean, I would say that is the idyllic way that we would come to earth. That's how we are, really. Till we get buggered up, I think, shoved in boxes and pushed and shoved and moulded. And we're not true to ourselves. So it's a lovely philosophy that's coming through here. I also know, because I met you once a long time ago in Devon, and then I realised you worked on the phone, and many friends have come to you for a phone reading. Your phone readings are something else. I mean, a lot of people will say, go and see a medium. She's reading off you. She's reading your mind. She's reading your body language, But you do it down the phone. It's like machine gun fire. People have come back to me and said, how the hell does she know that? How can she list off all my children, their traits, all my grandparents? How can she do that and then know what I've done with my life? And you're down at the phone line, 200 miles away. It's a remarkable ability, Lorraine.
When you do a face-to-face reading, yes, of course you can be swayed by someone's mannerisms, their face, their whatever. Of course you can. Yeah, as a person, like I'm open, right? I'm sitting here wide open. But if someone's sitting me like this, they don't want me to read them. So what are they doing the reading for? Do you know what I mean? Whereas on the phone, I can't. The only people I can see is
your
spirit.
guides and spirit. Yeah.
It's spirit and the clairvoyance, and I can hear the clairaudience, whatever. I've got no distractions.
No.
That's why I actually prefer phone readings, because they're not distracted.
Uncorrupted.
Yeah.
They're not. They're uncorrupted, aren't they? By crossing energy lines.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's. I don't. I mean, it's very simple just to go like that. It's like, yes, you're physical here. Yeah, I've got to cook the dinner. I've got to clean the bathroom. I've got to do that. Or you can go over there, and then it's work. This is work.
You're living in it feels like a great hologram. You just move about very comfortably.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by your medical stuff because there's something. Often when I'm sitting with you and you're getting information through from your guides, you can see you shift. Your presence seems to shift from inside you just to one side, and then I see you looking at bodies and parts of the body, and you're getting amazing medical pictures. And I've heard you tell people either there's some very good complementary stuff, just basic things that they can do to themselves, and sometimes it's get to the hospital and get it done. So
each one is different. And to be honest with you, Jo, sometimes I don't understand the importance of the message that I'm giving. I really don't.
No, I'm sure you don't.
I really don't. I mean, I remember doing one reading for this one guy, and he came back about a year later, and I didn't recognise him, I didn't remember him. And I told him that he had to go to the doctors for blood tests. And he came back and he ran up to me, and I was a bit, because it's not the normal thing, is it? And he shook my hand and he thanked me for saving his life, because he was actually diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Brilliant,
so...
The blood test was all important.
Yeah.
It showed all, brilliant.
But sometimes they show me different things that are missing, and like babies. Like I did a lady who was carrying twins. And it was fascinating. It was amazing, because one twin was head down and one twin was up, and obviously she was big, so they couldn't move anywhere. But I could see and I could tell her which one was which way, and I can see it, and it's like here. But sometimes they show me the symptoms and things like that in my body. Like I can see the blood run through and the muscles, and it's
fascinating.
It's amazing.
Woman with the X-ray eyes.
It's amazing. I don't look at certain bits, you know what I mean? But no, it is fascinating. I love it.
Yeah. We've touched on the word contracts before. It's about. You talk about contracts. It's about. You've obviously had a contract.
Yeah.
You are aware of your contract.
Each and every one of us that come here have come here on contract, whether you're aware of it or whether you're not.
So we're talking about rebirth. So this one life, one death.
Yeah.
Is not on.
No. We've got one shot at this life.
This
life that we're here this time. Me as Lorraine, you as Jo. We've got one shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's already mapped out. It's a contracted. Yeah. So we've mapped out.
So we worked this out before we came.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Would you say everybody has a contract?
Yeah.
Absolutely, everyone has a contract.
Yeah, but not being funny. It's like everybody has the ability to do what I do. Everybody has a spirit. Everybody has a soul.
Yeah.
Everybody has a heart that beats. Everybody has blood that runs through their veins. But it doesn't mean to say that you're in touch with them, does it?
No.
So it's where that person is and what they've agreed to understand. Yes, we are contracted. And we have different traits to our personality within that contract, and it all runs astrologically as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So all the way through the astrology chart, and we have each and every single one of us has 4 elements which we all carry, and that is your victim, your saboteur, your prostitute, and your child, and then the other 8 are made up of who you are. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a healer, whether you're a teacher, whatever. Yeah, there's all different.
So you're talking about archetype energies?
Yes. But none of them are positive or negative. They're neutral. It's only what we choose to make of them.
To amplify?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Unfortunately, yes, people could say, yeah, that's a load of old bollocks or that's a load of old rubbish, because you forget what you've agreed to.
Yeah.
You know, you forget what you've agreed to because you've come human.
And we may have been shut down.
Yeah.
We may not get the opportunity then to fulfil our contract.
No, I think we fulfil our contract regardless.
Do you?
Yeah.
So being shut down might be part of the contract.
Exactly.
Finding life with a disconnection to spirit.
Yes. I think I chose every blessing and every lesson that I could possibly choose.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Because when you're actually in your true form and you're up there or wherever you think we are, we always say upstairs, you feel invincible. You can take on anything, of course you can, because you're who you are, you're who you're meant to be.
Complete.
Yeah. So it's only when you become human
that we aren't quite complete, because part of us is left behind.
Exactly.
So do you see the part that comes down as part of the soul? How do you see that? How do you see...
I think we come down as who we are.
Yes,
The whole of us come back.
Okay.
And I believe that we do have a mirror. We have like a different one, that like a twin, if you like.
Yes.
Yeah. So that one's up there, and one chooses and one don't.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would see it as a portion of the soul.
Oh, right, okay.
I would see a part of the souls come down, but to me, I also see it as an oversoul I return to.
Right, okay.
Which maybe all the parts go back into. I don't know. How do any of us know?
See, I see it as two.
So you see it as two?
Yeah.
Because we've got to get some sort of handle on it, haven't we?
But that doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong.
No, I don't think any of us are.
No, exactly.
We don't know when we're down here.
No.
We've got a better view when we get up top. We say up top.
Yeah, up top, upstairs.
Okay.
So, yeah, I believe that we're always guided, we're always helped. It's always written.
Is that through our higher self, then? Is that other part our higher self? I'm trying to get the labels on it that ring true.
Self.
Or the more wiser part of ourselves.
Yeah, I think that, there is like a second part of us that is up there. Yeah, so whether or not you say that as part of that, that's fine. But I see it as separate because we leave it. We leave that for that.
And we can lose complete connection to it too.
Yes, we can.
That is probably the biggest danger of all when we're born, isn't it?
Well, it's a traumatic thing that we do to choose to come and be human.
Frightening. Yes, it is.
You've got to be really brave to take that on.
What's your feeling on, do you think, it is karma, do you think we do bring stuff from other lives that we want to do another way with people in these contracts, or is that not so?
I believe that there are certain things in contracts that we bring back in because we don't feel that we learnt them well enough the first time.
All right.
Yeah? Some of it, I mean, it's all sectioned off, and it's like some of it we've learnt, some of it we've dealt with, so we don't have to learn that lesson again.
What about when we come down and have a bountiful, wonderful life? I don't know. Do people have wonderful,
What's
bountiful?
one of them?
I don't know. I don't know even if they exist, because what you see as probably isn't. There might be a void inside.
I was going to say, look, you can't say that anybody's had a charmed life, really, because we all come with our own damages. We all come with our own lessons. And I mean, with the greatest respect, look at Prince William and all of that. They lost their mum at a very young age.
Yeah.
That's got to scar people in.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one is charmed. Everybody comes with their own bits to learn.
Earth lives are pretty challenging, really, aren't they? Where are we in the interim periods? Any idea, Lorraine?
Where are we?
Do we get some respite? Can we have longer respite? Do we have to keep coming back?
I think you have a choice. I do believe that you have a choice.
Yeah.
And I believe that you can... I think we come back to help people. Those that are, if you like, in touch with their soul. I mean, let's face it, a lot of people are quite lost. A lot of people are lost. They're a fear. They don't want to see this. They don't want to know it. It's got to be spooky. There's labels.
I know.
And until we can lose those labels...
God, is there any help? I think that the world's getting more and more rigid. I mean, we've got huge inter-religious wars.
Yeah, well, that is man-made, isn't it?
I know, well, it's a bit frightening, Lorraine.
Yeah, I agree, but those people have also contracted to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, although I'm saying it's man-made, I suppose there's got to be rulers and people but we've got to go back to who we are, really. Yeah, I believe that we've got to go back to who we are.
You know, in the evolution of the planet, and we look at the galaxy, we look at the astrological stuff. Are we evolving as a species?
We're not alone.
We're certainly not alone.
We are not alone.
We're not alone. I think there's a lot of help out there. So I want to ask you about, I mean, a lot of people will talk about the angelic realms and they're in touch with their angelics. I probably quite a bit. Then there's others that are in touch with what they perceive as extraterrestrial off the other planets.
Love it.
So let's talk about that.
I believe that we have access through contracts. Certain souls have access to different planets through, depending on what level you are. And I don't want to use that word.
No,
I don't
because
like
that's
that
hierarchical.
word.
But I know what you mean.
That.
No, okay.
I don't like level because we're all equal.
Yes, yeah.
But from a soul level. Oh, okay. From a soul level, depending on how many times you've come here, depending on what you've learnt and what you can teach.
Yeah.
It's all about being taught and learning. It's all about being taught and learning. And although we're in human bodies with blonde hair, brown hair, whatever, this is not who we are. So we can go and access other planets. Although you say this planet needs help, yes it does. But this isn't the only planet that we have access to. Yeah?
No, absolutely.
But we don't remember. We don't remember. When we're in that, we're that. When we're here, we're here. It's only when we go back up there and we go, oh yeah, look what we did then. And we've got access to all of it.
So there's all these other galaxies. There's a potential to come and have a go down here. Which is, to me, only common sense when I look up at the sky.
But some people are closed. Some people, it's sad that people aren't open.
Yeah, it's sad.
I mean,
Lorraine.
all right, let's call it spirit. Let's call it yesterday's people. Let's call them whatever you want to call them. But they love us. They're who we are. That's why they want to help us.
Yeah.
I'm not weird. I'm not strange. I'm not any of those things because we all have that ability.
Yeah, I think that's really beautiful. And my feeling over the years of struggle and strife and trying to come is you only have to ask. They don't invade us. You know?
No, they don't.
I want help, and I want really unusual help this time.
And the thing is, if you don't ask, I mean, all right, let's put it on the human form as human people would understand it. How often does a child get the word no said to them? I want a drink.
But
Do you
they won't
ignore
say
that?
they won't say no, will
No,
they?
of course they won't.
They won't say no because once you've asked, the help's there, isn't it?
But it's like, you know, like, all right, okay, unreasonable requests or whatever. The only restrictions we have are what we put on ourselves, and that takes us back to contract because it's positive, negative.
Yeah.
So we have, you know, we can be who we want to be.
Oh, it's a dance between light, dark, good, bad. It's a dance. It's a dance of choices.
Exactly,
A dance of
and
choices.
that's where the good, the good, the bad, the light, the dark comes into
Because
it.
we've got it all in us.
Because
we have
the-
potential to be anything.
That's it.
Yeah, I
It's
do
what
see
the
it.
human makes it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not whiter than white.
No, of course not.
Oh God, I'm not.
Well, you wouldn't be on having a human life, would
No,
you?
you know, so I'm not perfect. I'm
No.
not any of those things. I'm no better or anything than anybody else.
So these guides, so they're pretty evolved people, aren't they? Who work from those realms back down.
I mean, it's like angels. Yes, I do respect angels because they are totally from that dimension.
Yeah.
They are, and all right, you want to call it God, you want to call it whatever, but they are totally from that dimension. But they, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, all right, okay, right. They're what? We'll use the word aliens, all right. But please, I don't want to offend anybody by calling an angel an alien. All right, I really don't want to sort of have writings up on this. But it's like they are of a different alien entity.
From a different stratosphere.
Yeah. You know, but we are. You're only judging us as humans.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with this. I don't know how some of the viewers will be, but I do get it, Lorraine, and it's, you know, it's sheer magic if you can get into those realms, and the more and more people who move around in the the more potential there seems
It
to be to have a real good time as well, to enjoy life.
It's amazing.
There is a potential for extreme joy. I look at, quite interested because I've got friends connected. I'm looking at all particularly the animal species, and you see the sea and the dolphins, and you see them swimming in their family pods, and you hear the sounds they make. But there seems to be an immense joy in certain species on this planet that we haven't, and it's as though they're trying to make us remember. You can be as happy here as you can be elsewhere if you can only remember that you can be complete.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like dogs, cats, whatever. They've all got a soul.
Yeah.
Everything carries on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I watch, animals that help people immensely. Little children that are born to families, and they seem to be the wise ones, and as I can see those contracts happening, it's very moving and it's very profound. And
I would love to get more into that and understand contracts, because then it would help, if you like, the
humanities, particularly someone who's having finding themselves leading a really dark life.
Because it can be light.
Yeah,
it's only what we make it,
and also that there's always an opportunity to do it another way, another life.
But that's what spirit are for. That's what spirit are for. Like when if you have a reading, or if you do a public dem, or whatever you want to call it, that's what they're for. No one comes for a reading if they're happy. They don't think, oh, he's bloody fantastic, let's go and have a reading.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Well, they've got access.
Yes.
To
the greater space.
To what we've done in the past, to what we're doing now, to what we're going to do in the future. They have no time over there. No. It's all a bit of strain.
Yeah.
And each and every one of us have got people over there that love us.
Yeah.
Whether they're mother, father, granddad, nan. We've all been together before. We're a soul energy. We're all born of colour. We're all born of... Sometimes you can look at people and think, not quite sure about you, mate. It's because their soul vibrates and their soul resonates at a different colour, a different vibration. It's like being able to trance and things like that as humans, where, the spirit vibrate at a very fast frequency, So it's like you've got to be able to connect with that. So we're a different density is the word I want to use. I don't know why, but it's like we're a different vibration.
So getting the fusion and the contact between the two, one's got to come down and we've all got to open up to try and meet somewhere in the middle with it all.
Exactly.
Yes. I'm trying to think of all the other things I want to talk to you about. Let's talk a little bit about, because yes, a medium is a hawker of hope, gives light. You see the lights flickering. People, it's just like they fan the flame inside us. And at the extreme end of it too, in my life, and I know you would have, we've seen physical mediumship and transfiguration, and when they really move things and show the real power of them.
But you see, it's each one is different, right? Each thing is different. It's like physical mediumship is different from transfiguration.
Yes.
Because they enter.
Yeah, explain it all for the viewers.
Right, they enter. Like when I'm going on about the vibration, about how quick spirit goes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like and we're slower, so it's like they mould with us.
Yes. Are you talking about transfiguration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like we mould.
So I'll be sitting over there, and I might, if I'm open enough, and still be able to see you change.
I think you have to be... You'll only do that when spirit want you to, because also as well, from a mediumistic level, you have to be able to produce that energy. Now, that does take it out of you. That does. Okay. You've got to have that physical energy. Yeah, does that make sense? And not... With the greatest respect, not everybody can do that.
No. Have you ever ever people said that you...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I fought it for a long time because...
I imagine it's quite scary to let it for the
shit out of me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It really does. I mean, Jesus Christ. Sorry.
It's like having, someone entering your body virtually,
But I've seen it, and there was one lady that I saw who, I don't even know if she's alive now, but she was phenomenal. You could see, the ectoplasm build up. You could see her face change. You could see, and her voice and everything. So she was well trained and well gifted in that area.
And you probably, any medium will probably need some help from someone else.
I don't know if every medium can do it.
No, I would agree.
I don't know if it.
No. I think you've got to. Your energy has got to be malleable enough, and again, it's a bit of a contract, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's a contract with spirit.
Whereas physical mediumship is like a build up of things. It's like circle. When you see a circle and things like that, and people say, "Oh, it's cold," or "It's this," or "It's that."
Yeah.
It's like the energy that comes in. Spirit build the energy, and it's like, I'm going to call it ectoplasm. I don't know if that's the correct word for it, but it's like when you move things, it's like you mould it, you move it.
Yeah.
So you're working through that energy.
Yeah.
And it's like what spirit do is it's like that's food for them. So they will come and eat off of that, if you like.
Yeah.
Use it.
I think the scientists say, everything is energy that form it,
Yeah, our brainwaves are energy. Everything is energy.
It's a magical possibility out there, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
But love it. And I actually wish that spirit would do it more often, because then it would actually show people that it is real.
Yes. Obviously, if you're going to get that to work, you've got to have the right energy of the people in that room.
You've got to
with
have
a
the
common
right conditions.
intent, and it's so it isn't common. It can be unique and it can be very special, can't it? And then you can have manifestations, flowers.
I wish that they would. Maybe that'll come. Who knows?
And I think that would be. I'm sure that the scientists would have great fun with that, because I think we are beginning to. I think they know that they're well aware of the potential.
I think the scientists already know, and they don't necessarily let us know that they know. Does that make sense?
Well, absolutely. There will be many out there in the world. The whole system keeps us quietened down.
It's like all those alien sightings and things like that. They can't all be wrong. There's got to be something.
No. Well, I think we live in exciting times, and I think, fortunately, we live in a reasonably freer part of the world that we do.
We're incredibly lucky.
We are lucky. I mean, it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but we are lucky.
We are very lucky.
We are lucky, and I suppose in that respect, it's good to know that we're on that part of the Earth's crust this time where we can explore it.
But we chose to.
Yeah, we did indeed, and I feel I just give it to people. It's choice. Listen. So I'm probably going to end there today, Lorraine. I'd like to talk to you a lot more. I'm sure there'll be many other times we might talk to you or interview or Skype you or something.
Right.
Because I think we need to ask questions of you, because I can see from time to time you sort of move off, and the deeper the questions we get, the more that comes from the other side. So I think it's something we might maintain a bit in the future. But it's been lovely to speak to you today. I wish you well. You're unusual person. I know life has been horrendous for you as well.
It's also
and I think but I think that's nice. You're real. Okay, so thanks, Lorraine. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so thank you for watching us today, and come back and join us again, and I'm sure we'll speak to Lorraine again and many other people with things of great interest for us to discuss and consider. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel and look at us on Facebook and Twitter, and pass the word around, please. Thanks, and bye for now.